Are you Cam and Dylan from Play to Win and are still obsessed with food chain decks? Do you miss when Magic cards still had nudity? Well, lucky you two. TERRA Magical Adept is here, one of CEDH's new premier 5-color commanders. Fuel, reach, recursion for enchantments, and 5-color soup pile of amazing win cons while playing food chain. Although this deck doesn't win with infinite mana like Thrasios, it does win with infinite loops through food chain. Play the format's premier win conditions and still get to cast Squee the Immortal and Impact Tremors. Seriously though, TERRA's ETB ability of being able to put 5 cards into your graveyard and then putting something from that into your hand, it makes top deck tutors insane. Oh, want Rhystic Study? Boom. Want Remora? Boom. Hey, we get to unironically play Sylvan Library again. The front side being only 3 mana and still being access to Wooburg, it feels like a mini Magilla, but don't worry about that second line of text, we're never using it. Literally, never. That'd be like casting Silas and Rogside. Although this deck does not have complicated lines, how you get to those lines can be complicated. What I mean by that is getting the most value out of this deck takes practice, takes knowledge, and takes understanding of where you should lean into the mechanic that the commander has. No, we are not trying to constantly spam ETB things so we can have enchantments in our hand, but it's a really good game plan when you know what your hand texture looks like. So if you want to play a really pretty person in the command zone and food chain, listen to this guide. First off, we got our creatures. As you can tell, we got a lot of creatures that care about enchantments. This will help us draw cards with enchantments, make mana with enchantments, and of course, use our enchantments, and that's why Squee the Immortal is in the deck. If you're not familiar with it, you cast Food Chain, you cast Squee the Immortal, you exile Squee the Immortal for 4 mana instead of 3, and then you get to recast him because he's allowed to be cast from exile. But wait, there's more. Squee the Immortal can also be cast from graveyard, so if we mill him with our commander, we get Food Chain in our hand, and we can still cast Squee the Immortal from the graveyard. Like, come on, that's actually pretty cool. Outside of that, we got Voice of Victory and Cutzel, so we can make sure people don't touch our game plan when we're trying to go off. If you want to, you can run Grand Abolisher as well if you want more redundancy. Outside of that, we just got some mana producers, some things to make things uncounterable, and we got a little bit of our normal draw suite. This list specifically doesn't play Thassa's Oracle. I suggest that you do. Now, sorceries, guess what? Some of these sorceries work really well in the graveyard. Shocker! Sevinne's Reclamation and Nature's Rhythm. TERRA obviously will be milling things into our graveyard, and if we ever want things out of our graveyard, Sevinne's Reclamation makes that very easily, especially if we somehow can't get them back the first time with TERRA's ability. And then Nature's Rhythm is a tutor from the graveyard. And while it's in the graveyard, it gains Harmonize, which allows us to convoke it. Now let's go to Instants. We have a few ways to re-ETB TERRA after we cast them, so we've got Cloud Shift and Essence Shift, or Essence Flux. My bad. And then we got cards that interact with our graveyard in amazing ways that really make this deck slap. Obviously, Sevinne's, Gifts Ungiven, and Intuition all put together like bread and butter. But then Nocturne Survival also allows us to put things back up top that we do get with those things that we didn't want in our graveyard, and TERRA can then mill and put back on our hand. Again, that's a really big deal. It comes into play a lot. She's a 3-mana commander. Outside of that, it's your normal interaction suite as well as tutors. And yes, we are on all the regular free commander spells, and the reason for that is we really are going to be casting TERRA normally somewhere between 2 and 3 for value. Artifacts are artifacts you get at the One Ring, yada yada yada. Let's get to the good part. Let's get to enchantments. So Food Chain and Impact Tremors are normal win con in this deck. But guess what? Breach is also our win con. And yeah, you know what? Just look at this entire list of them. If any of these entice you at all, guess what? That's how you get value out of TERRA, and it's amazing. Enchantments are insane right now in CEDH, and TERRA maximizes that. She came out at the perfect time. So a normal game plan with TERRA would be getting opening hand with enough mana for TERRA on turn 2, some way to put an enchantment on top of our library, cast TERRA, get some free value, fuel our graveyard for Breach, maybe put something else in there we want, like Squee the Immortal, and hopefully we got Rhystic Study and or Mystic Remora with that tutor, so now we get card draw and we're instantly into the best game plan that current meta CEDH has, sitting behind a draw engine, or value engine, or both. And then you get to relax, control the game, bide your time, and get one of the insane amount of win cons that this deck has for you to find. Look, if I haven't sold you enough on this deck yet, you need to play more CEDH. So lads, it's your time. Go out there, serve the nudity that Magic the Gathering has given us back, and always be nice to your mother. This has been DefCat. Please subscribe.